What up, it's Brandon here and welcome to the behind the scenes of my latest edit, One More Try. The whole reason I made this edit was to help launch my latest clothing line from lastest. This clothing line features the Icons tee, the pink stealth tee, and the mint stealth tee. All of which are limited edition. Once they sell out, they're gone forever. I still have some stock left, some sizes getting very low though, so if you wanted to help me out and cop one of these, now is a good time to do so. The website will be linked in the description. Furthermore, if you wanted to save money on shipping, I've set up the code FREESHIP where if you spend 80 New Zealand dollars, you get free worldwide shipping. Every single order really helps me out. It's the best way to support this channel and what I do. I put a lot of time and effort into making sure these products come out right. And when you buy one, you're supporting me and getting a good product in return. Huge thank you to everyone who has already bought one. I really appreciate it. But anyway, it's enough of that. Let's get into the behind the scenes of this video. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I've been injured for like the last 6 months or so with bruised heels. If you want to catch up on that, I'll link to a playlist of the video of what happened in the corner. So coming into filming this, I'm feeling very out of practice. I've been skating like maybe once a fortnight around about. Because of this, I decided to go out on the solo to film at this beautiful ledge spot just to see if I was feeling up to skating. I've never skated this spot before, but man, there's something about a street spot that's just in the middle of nature like this that's just so cool to skate. My goal for the day was to try get an alley-oop top horn on this ledge. But first I warm up with some soul tricks, of those tricks out of the way, it was time to move on to the alley-oop top horn, which has to be one of my favorite tricks for sure, but I was definitely feeling very out of practice at this stage. There's this irritating loop that I fall into when trying this trick, and it's where either I lean too far over the ledge and slip out and sit down, or I lean too far out and can't hold it at all. From the very start of the grind, I know which one's going to happen, and it is super frustrating. I think my biggest mistake here though was extending the ledge. This spot I assume is mostly skated by skateboarders, so when I got there I thought it was just a little bit too short, so I decided to wax a little bit more of the start so I can have a bit more of a long hold. And just because that part of the ledge isn't broken in, I think that was really making me struggle to hold this grind. So once I started attempting the alley-oop top horn from the normal part of the ledge where it starts, not the bit I added on, things started to go a bit better. So this is another one of those tricks that I spent way too long, and I probably should have given up like 100 attempts ago, but I got it in the end. I did want to try get a 3 out after landing a couple, but it just wasn't going to happen. I just really felt like I was sticking to the ledge when I was trying to get the 3 out. It's like there was no way it was going to happen. Ended up going with this clip here, and I wasn't sure I was actually going to use any of the footage from this day. It was more of a just getting back on the skates, kind of feeling things out, building confidence. And I'd say it did work because I was feeling good enough that I wanted to go out and skate the next day. So on to day 2, I wanted to head back to that same ledge to try some harder tricks and get some more clips in a different shirt. But on the way there, I found an even better spot. And this spot, I couldn't believe how good it was. It was just a couple of much lower, brand new ledges, really close by to where I live. My main goal for this day was to get some clips for Instagram. That's why it's all filmed on my Insta360, which sadly does mean I don't really have the raw clips, so you can't see my attempts at this. But I had a really good skate. I focused on trying to get rewinds out of tricks, and it just worked somehow. This session made me feel so much better at skating that I was confident that I was ready to go out and film with Slug in the city, skating some real street spots. So that night I hit up Slug saying, Let's go skate the city the next day. And that leads us to day 3. Slug picked the first spot for the day, and it was this ledge that I'd never bothered stopping at before because it's on a very narrow street with high traffic on foot and by vehicle. This is like my absolute nightmare spot. Slug had some tricks he wanted to get, so I got filming him. One of the very important parts to edits that I think is glossed over so much is how hard it is to film and how much of a skill there is to filming. For someone who films so much, I am pretty garbage at filming. With that being said, I remember a comment from the last section I made of Slug saying they wish I filmed the reactions of some people that were in the shot, and now I had that in my mind and I did it, and that's how we got this beautiful clip of the old man reacting to Slug. That shot made the edit so much better, but I don't feel too good about filming people without them like telling me they're okay with being filmed. There's something weird about that. I don't think I would like it, but I think it worked and I'm glad I did it. Years later, I'm still not used to filming with this camera. I still feel like I'm fighting the like gyro in it, and it seems to struggle to focus when you zoom in too much again, which is something I thought I fixed, but it's still doing it. But anyway, Slug was trying to get a back nougat on the ledge to a tap on the pole. Yeah, you got it, yeah. Oh. 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 Fuck. Hell yeah. Fucking looks so cool, man. As usual, Slug killed it in record time, giving me a bunch of clips to work with in the edit. But now it was my turn to get some clips, and the trick that I really wanted to get on this ledge was a 270 back nougat into sole. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's because the pretty girls were there, eh? Yes!
I thought it'd be a good idea to get a second long angle of this trick just so I had options for the edit, but I was pretty much over the spot at this stage. There was too many close calls there, so we decided to go to the next spot, which was in this little alleyway. There's a little tappy, grindy thing you could do that I thought would just be a cool little filler clip for us to do. Okay.
Yeah, sick.
What the f? Slug's been getting so good at his switch foot grinds, man. I didn't even realize this trick was switch. It was so sick. But anyway, the trick I wanted to get here was a fish brain, but it was not going to happen. Walking past, it looked doable, but on skates, it just seemed like I was going to trip up. So I settled for a Marchio instead. So that clip came out way better than I thought it would. It definitely looks better than it felt. And it's a great filler clip. But from there we decided to move to the next spot, which is a spot that Slug had been to a couple days ago with one of our homies, Callum. It's essentially like a bank to a down rail. It's something I've looked at every day, but just didn't think anything would be possible on it. The trick that Slug wanted to get on it was a kind grind, and to warm up he decided to do some switch tricks. Somehow.
Yo, what the fuck? Got it, Nisa. Got it. Oh my god! Oh man!
One more last time, not this time. No more.
So when Slug was here previously, he wasn't even skating, but he was there, and they got kicked out before Callum could get the clip. And sadly, the guy remembers Slug, so he knows he's already kicked him out before, and he's not going to give him one more attempt at this trick. So we had to pack it up and move on. Slug was absolutely gutted because he was so close to getting this clip. Like, it would have happened that one attempt for sure. So we headed to the next spot, which happens to be the spot I solo skated in the previous day. There's a line you can do there that you can't film on the solo, so we started there. But Slug's up first, of course. The ledge in the middle of this line has a cap, making it a little bit more difficult.
Oh yeah! Fuck that ledge! Oh no!
I'm pretty sure the only reason Slug didn't land this first try was because I was snaking him as the cameraman. The one time I wasn't in his way, he just nailed that true Markio at the end. But anyway, it was my turn to try my line.
Oh, that was fucking dope.
I was so hyped to get that 3 out. It just kind of happened to. I didn't plan it. I wasn't feeling confident with any 3 outs because of that previous day skating the ledge where I couldn't get the 3 out of the pawn at all. But it just happened, so I was so hyped. There's one more clip I wanted to get before we left, and that was a front noog and a topsail over the cap in the middle ledge. Now, I wasn't feeling good about this at all. That trick has absolutely destroyed me. It is my safe switch up. Well, it was my safe switch up when I was anti-rocker. It's kind of not at all anymore, but I don't know, I had to give it a try.
Yeah, boy, you got that shit. You got.
I ended up just using one of the earlier attempts of this, but I was so pumped to land this. I really didn't think I'd get it, especially not without any bad bails. Looking back at the clip though, I can see that I need to do some Nugan practice because I was not even in the groove at all. I need to get much lower in that Nugan. But anyway, I was pumped nonetheless. From here, we decided to head back to the previous spot, the bank to down rail, because Slug wasn't going to leave today without getting that clip. He had one attempt here before someone was going to come out and kick us. Yep. Oh, yes.
That's it.
Luckily, he actually had 2 attempts here. The dude didn't come out and he absolutely laced this trick, and this part really made the edit. So huge shout out to Slug. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. He posts some crazy stuff pretty much every day. You're missing out if you don't follow him. I have no idea how you can skate under pressure like that, where you only have like one attempt to get something. I don't do well under that situation. In that situation, I've already made up in my mind I can't do it. From here, we were both super pumped and feeling good about the clips we got for the day, so we decided to go back to the first spot to just chill out and get some more clips. This time with Slug in the Icons tee. The trick Slug was going for here was a Unity to tap, but the funny thing is in my script, that got auto-corrected to Auntie to tap.
Get up.
Just shot. Yo, you've got that, man. Oh, man. Oh, there it is. Now onto the last clip of the edit. The trick I really wanted to get on this ledge was another alley-oop top horn. Oh!
Oh, that's the one.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, buckle grind.
Oh shit, that felt like it broke, yeah, shit.
Bro, you buckled it. Oh.
I really wanted to get a rewind out of this so bad, but it just wasn't going to happen again. I just keep feeling like I'm stuck to the ledge. I couldn't get the spin out. I ended up going with one of the previous attempts, but I was still absolutely hyped on it. After getting that clip, I was so tired, but still quite worried that I didn't have enough clips to make this edit and launch the new clothing line. The line was already late. I wanted to launch it on the 1st of March and it was the end of the month at this point. But luckily we did have enough clips and I ended up making the edit. And if you haven't seen it yet and you just spoiled it, but I'll still link to it. It's in the corner. Make sure you check it out. It's one of my favorite edits I've made. For some final recaps, I still absolutely love the Aeons. There's no other skate that gives me this much confidence while still having the fun and freedom of skating flat. Injury wise, my feet were feeling so good for this day skating to the point where I was considering doing some drops again. But sadly, as of today, my feet are kind of back at this 90%, not fully healed. And that all happened because of just a long walk I took around the city, which really sucks. But anyway, I think what's helped me the most with that, if you're in the same boat as me, is these insoles. Huge shout out to my shop sponsor, Shred City Skates, for sending me these. They are helping me heal the most out of anything. I'll link them in the description. I highly recommend them. And that's it for this B-roll. If you want to support me, I'd really appreciate you checking out lastest and grabbing one of the shirts before they're gone. Every single order really helps me out, and it's the best way to support me. I put a lot of time and effort into this whole thing for Laced, and I would really appreciate the support. But anyway, thanks so much for watching as always, especially if you're still here. I want to give a huge shout out to James as well as the rest of my patrons and members. I couldn't do this without them. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Peace out.